All right, let's jump into it. So, number 10, I have Tom Cruise's Witchcraft, which is JC, as we know. Um, I love Mark Andrews. Sam Howell is kind of a low key stud. I was gonna shit
Agreed.
on him, and then I clicked on him and I was like, damn, this dude's kind of killing it. So, Chris Olave is a stud, but he's just kind of not there yet.
Yeah.
Um, but long term, I mean, he's probably going to be kept or at least transitioned. So he's cool.
Yeah. He is good.
Um,
I like him.
yeah, for sure. And I know you do. You mentioned it last week, I think. Um, just the reason they're at 10 is just not a complete team. Lockett's been pretty disappointing, and it's just when you scroll down the team, it's just a bunch of guys that are just guys, and just not a team that's gonna win the championship this year.
Nope. I don't think so.
So love you, bud, but you're number 10. You want me to pause there or just keep going?
Keep going.
Okay. Number 9 is Ditka's Ham Bones, which is Randall, the newly beardless Bears game attending firefighter, we think. Like JC, just kind of a ragtag team of guys. Like, who are these guys? He's got 2 guys currently on IR and 2 guys on his active roster that are listed as out.
Yeah, he does.
Combine that with 3 Bears rostered, it's just gonna be the number 9 team. So
Yeah, he got kind of screwed by that Bijan trade. He thought he
yeah,
got a gem in Bijan, and for some reason, we've talked countless times on this pod about how shitty Arthur Smith is, and Bijan is just not being used. So it's tough,
yeah,
tough
like
break.
I, he must have pissed somebody off because yeah, like you said, they're not using him.
Yeah,
So I noticed that my old buddy Tony Pollard was on this team.
mm-hmm.
Jamal Jameer Gibbs is on this team, and then Kyle Pitts is also on this team. So
A lot of big names, low performances kind of guys. But I think Tony
yeah,
Pollard will be good. I think he'll be maybe a top 10 running back the rest of the season. I don't know.
uh, maybe and future. I think he'll be good as well. Future
Oh yeah,
years.
once he gets kind of a couple years as the starter under his belt for sure.
Yeah, so he's got some guys to build on. So good for him. It's just not gonna happen this year, bud.
No.
Uh, Number 8, Coppersfield, whatever beans, which is Mitchell. Um, CD Lamb went off like he wanted him to, which is great. I know a couple of teams that wanted to trade for him, but were a little not sure about it at the time, and he had a huge week, which he needed. Garrett Wilson's a stud, but not so much with Zach Wilson. So,
Fucking sucks.
yeah. Well, you traded him away, right?
Yep, early too. Like I saw that right when A-Rod got injured. I was like, I don't want this guy anymore, even for a
Yeah.
dollar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree. Couple guys on this team. I'll be honest, I don't even know who they are, but we know Mitch has an eye for young talent, so they'll probably be good next year. So,
Yep, always next year.
always next year. But you know what I say when I look at his roster is you never trust a team with 3 quarterbacks on the roster.
I say that all the time. Those fucking guys.
God damn idiot. Okay. Congrats, Mitch, by the way, on the second child.
Big moves.
I didn't even know your wife was pregnant.
Hmm.
Must have been a quick one. I don't know. Anyways, on to number 7. This will be to the bearded, crazy-haired. His team is called a former champ. It's John. I'm not going to call him by his real team name because I think that's preposterous and stupid.
Yeah, pretty dumb.
My old buddy Kamara is back to being a stud after he beats on people. I think Addison is a current and future star.
Mm-hmm.
He really stepped up with JJ out. So I looked at trades for him, and I just didn't think he would accept them. So I didn't send him.
Yeah, I've been trying to trade with John the last 3 days for Kamara. I don't he's not budging a lot on that, but that's fair. He's a good player.
Maybe you got to grease the butthole a little bit with John, I think.
Yeah, John loves a greased butthole, that's for sure.
Love you, John. Uh, he's had a rough year with Burrow being hot and cold. Oh, and I put him at 7 because, again, with the name like the real champ, sometimes the guys just got to be humbled and just have a losing season and just, yeah, be humbled. Um, On to number 6. I'm choosing Milwaukee Bearcats, which is Brandon. It took me a little longer, as you know, Jay. I had Brandon ranked at number 4, and then as I got my rankings going, I had to make a change. It was tough. Brandon has a good team.
Yeah, he does.
I'm playing him this week. He's got some studs like Jamar and Swift and Brees Hall and Justin Tucker, who I've loved for years.
Right.
Cooper Kupp, obviously talent is there, but he has a new starting quarterback every week.
Right.
But I think he has a good team.
He's in an interesting position this week because he has Eagles defense on bye. He doesn't want to drop the Eagles defense. So if Dallas Goedert for some reason doesn't get listed as out, and if Brandon can't put Dallas Goedert in his IR, he's going to have to drop one of his bench players, and he does have one of the best benches in the league.
mm-hmm.
Interested to see if I couldn't imagine Dallas Goedert not being marked as out. He's got a broken bone, so I don't know how ESPN does anything. But if he's got to drop one of his bench players, I mean, people are going to spend a lot of money on whoever he drops. So that'll be interesting. But like I said, he'll probably get a free space with Dallas Goedert. But yeah, it's interesting to see what he does there.
Agreed. And I'm not a huge Dalton Kincaid guy.
Yeah.
He just doesn't do a ton for me personally, but who knows? Josh Allen can throw to whoever he wants.
That's true, and he does. I think the Buffalo Bills might be the biggest fraud team of the year, though. So I think he's going to have a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah, a lot of names and not a lot of execution.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, he's grinding. He's fighting for that playoff spot.
Yeah, I mean he could get it. Speaking of fighting for the playoffs, number 5, unfortunately, is in my opinion the dude abides, which is me.
Okay.
You're.
I wasn't sure if you were going to go a realistic ranking or if you were just going to put yourself number 1, like some people would do, just because that's something people do. But I appreciate the realisticness of your rankings.
Again, it took me longer to do my notes. We were supposed to do this earlier in the evening, and I ranked myself higher, and then I got realistic, like you said, with myself. So
we appreciate the truth here on this pod. So it's all good.
okay. This will be the first time I say this, but unfortunately, I think I have a good team on paper. Guys like Mahomes, I mean, since I've traded for him, he hasn't done anything super spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
Pacheco, Devontae, Kittle, guys that I feel should be going off every week just aren't. So,
yeah, and I'm not saying it's the wrong move at all. I just don't think I'd ever see Devonte Adams on a bench in my life. And I'm not saying that again, it's not the wrong choice. I just don't think and the Raiders are just fucking up. Like
they are.
He has every right to be on your bench, and I just can't believe that. He's like one of the best receivers in the league, but I don't disagree with him being on your bench. It's just crazy to me.
You know, it's funny you say that because at work today, just before I left work, I was like so frustrated that I put him on my bench today at like 3:30 because I'm like, this guy's not doing shit. He's going on the bench, but it'll probably change 12 times.
And the Jets have a good defense too, and I mean he scored a combined like 9 points in his last 2 games. I'm looking at like I don't remember the last time he's even scored 9 in a game. You know what I mean? And so to have a combined, like, he's
And he's
regret.
going against Sauce Gardner too.
Yeah, it's it's not the wrong move. It's kind of sad to see. I want him to be happy, and I want you to be happy with him.
It'll probably change, and then he'll go off for like a 2.9 game in my starting lineup.
Right, yeah. I mean, the fact that you have him benched, he'll score 30 points, and then when you put him in your starting lineup, he'll score. It's just how it works. That's just fantasy.
I hate fantasy. Um, Before I go to number 4, let's just say I'm happy to get the 5 wins when I did, because I just might lose a lot and I want to make the
You
playoffs.
could limp into the
So
playoffs, yeah. This league's all about just getting to the playoffs and then just hopefully, you might just be one trade away. Maybe Devontae's a good trade piece. I don't know, but I think, and you got Pacheco who's got a bye, so I mean, you're not gonna have to start AJ Dillon after this week ever again, which is good.
true.
And then yeah. So I think you'll be fine, and I think you've won enough to get there. So
I hope
we'll
so.
see.
I hope so, man. And trust me, I've been trying with trades,
Yeah.
and a few, including Devontae.
Okay.
So,
Interesting.
which is very rare for me, because I've had him
That's
for
your
like
guy.
8 years.
To see you end the season without Devontae or Kamara would be very weird to me.
Yeah, I'd be a
Those
little
are your guys.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have both of their jerseys solely because of fantasy.
Yes. I love that.
Anyways, let's move on. How we doing on time? Does it matter?
I
Okay.
don't there'll be a message that pops up. It's not a big deal. The
All right.
message
Well,
pops up at
fuck it.
like 10 minutes, so we have over 10 minutes still, so we're fine.
Nice. All right. Let's move on. Do we need a drink break? We need intermission? Or are we
Yeah.
good?
Yeah,
All you bitches who are listening on Saturday night or Sunday morning, don't be a bitch and crack one.
Yep. Sunday morning, always posted at 8 a.m. Sunday morning, so drink your bloodies, drink your mimosas, whiskey, I don't give a fuck. Have a good time.
Listen to the man. All right. Number 4, Slow White Bronco, which we all know is Dillman. Um, Dude, fucking Dillman always finds a way.
He does. He does.
Snagging Christian McCaffrey was a blockbuster of blockbusters. Randy, I offered you so much for McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Why you do us dirty like this?
Yeah.
Okay,
Dillman
so
was on the precipice of potential fraud, and now he's legit. So, yeah, I agree. Tough trade for the league, but at the end of the day, all bias aside, it was a good trade. You know, the fact that Dillman's the 3 seed makes it seem worse, but it was a fair trade overall. But still, I'm nervous.
it was. I think I was just upset because it happened, and
Oh, yeah,
I
and
didn't
it
get my
wasn't you. I feel the same exact way.
yeah.
When you try to trade for a guy and someone else gets him, it's the worst feeling.
Yeah, 100%. My other notes say not a super deep team, quite literally, because he has 2 open bench spots.
Yeah,
So
what is that? That was weird.
maybe he's just going kamikaze, like, fuck it, here, I'm coming for you.
Just keeping
But
his
like,
options open.
oh yeah, but he, like always, he finds a way to win games. So
Right. And with $0 bids, I don't really understand it, but he's 3-time champion, so can't question too much.
I agree. And the $0 waiver ads might be my favorite rule change we've ever done.
I think it's the best thing that's happened to this league. I love the action every waiver period, and then we have 3 waivers as well on top of the $0.
That too.
So
Yep. Yep.
it's awesome, and I do enjoy it.
I put in a $0 waiver last week, and then I lost to someone who put in a $1 waiver,
Yep.
and I couldn't even be mad. It was just so funny.
Right.
So touche. I forgot. I think it was a defense or something.
Yeah. Yep.